Hey everyone, this is VJose32 and this is Hit or Miss. And today we're doing Big Blind Media, which basically means Karnival. Karnival cards, essentially. Now I believe this was the first deck they ever put out, because it only says Karnival playing cards, it doesn't say anything else on it. As you can see, it's got a lot of skeletons and skulls. And I'm not a huge fan of skeletons and skulls. Pretty much I got these cards for collection purposes. Collection would be kind of incomplete without them on there. There's a back design, and to say the least, they are pretty much, it's a pretty creative back design. Lots of details and everything. You do get a double backer. You do get a couple of jokers. One of them has a reveal, 3 of hearts. And it is a skeleton with angel wings. Sorry, sometimes my pronunciation is weird. And then the ace of spades. It almost looks like a flaming ace with a skeleton popping out of it. And basically that's what you get. The rest of the cards are fairly standard. A little bit disappointed. You'd think with something like this that you would get more customization. They still handle pretty good. And it's kind of hard to say for me whether or not these are a hit or a miss, because like I said, I'm not a huge fan of skulls and crossbones. But at the same time, I don't want that to affect, the my overall feelings of the deck. There could have been more customization. Code cards are not custom at all, and that probably hurts it. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Hit or miss, in your opinion, for most of the Karnival cards. For this one, probably, a miss. I don't know. They could have had some more customization and less skulls and crossbones. In fact, a lot of people are starting to hate Karnival because it's always skulls and crossbones. I've got here basically 10 decks, all skulls and crossbones, and people are getting just a little bit tired of it, And to me, it shows a little bit of lack of creativity, because it's just the same thing over and over. Come up with something a little bit different. Don't do skulls and crossbones, That's my opinion. Alright. Then there's this deck, Karnival Midnight. And basically, it's the same thing as that one, except the cards have black backs. That's the only big difference. The rest is the same. Ace of Spades is essentially the same. Some minor differences. Jokers are essentially the same. Maybe some minor differences. Again, there's a reveal. 8 of clubs. This one, if not the first deck, if not the Karnival deck, this one for sure is a miss. Especially since it's a Karnival Midnight deck. The whole box is black. I was expecting cards with black faces. Something which Karnival hasn't done yet, as a matter of fact. And I think that'd be something different to do with skulls and crossbones. Make a deck that has black faces, or red faces, or something different. And actually they got one coming out coming soon, which will be a little bit different. But basically, this one is definitely a miss. I was expecting black faces, especially when you get a name like Midnight and the box is all black and the back design is basically the same thing, but it wasn't. It was just black backs, so definitely a miss. Then we got whichever Karnival Assassins, we'll see. And this one, again, you get similar artwork. Again, no customization in the court cards. Again, Ace of Spades is very similar. And the jokers are, they're still skeletons. And the back design is similar, and it's got a lot of red. And again, it's hard for me to say. It's not bad looking, but by this time you would think that they would have thought to make some more customization of code cards, but they didn't. And that, to me, hurts it. Because it doesn't fit with the theme. So probably, I'd have to say a miss. This one is essentially the same thing, some minor differences, and it's got blue backs. But again, the backs are a little bit different, but similar. Still got the guy in the top hat. And same overall feeling. Court cards again, no customization. Ace of Spades, very similar. Jokers, kind of cool. Holding a bomb. But again, similar. So again, I'd probably have to say a miss. I haven't had this many misses in any of my other videos. And again, feedback was great. I don't mind hearing what you got to say. Next, we'll look at Karnival or Yuzen. Some people don't like this one very much. Maybe it's because it doesn't have skulls and crossbones, aside from the ad card. This one actually has perfect pips, I can tell right away. This one, they actually customize the colors on the court cards. Even if they're just standard court cards, at least they change the colors, which is good. It does not have a skull or skeletons theme, as you can see. Ace of Spades it's not half bad. Here's the other Joker. In the back design, dragons. And this one, and it's got a nice gold color to it. Some people don't like it. They don't like the handling or whatever. I don't know. That's another thing with a lot of these Karnival decks, handling wise, because there's so much ink. They may not be the greatest. As you can see, this one's clumping a bit. But I do like the back design. I do like that it's not skulls and crossbones for a change. And that they tried something different. And different is good, and it doesn't hurt. It doesn't always have to be skulls and crossbones. And for me, this one is a hit. Because they actually did, change the colors of the code cards at the very least. And they did do something different that's not skulls and crossbones. A plus, as far as I'm concerned. Then there's this deck, which I was reluctant to buy for a while because of all the blood on it and gore. But it's pretty cool. This is what you get for the back design. Again, it fits well with their themes of skulls and crossbones. But it's a very nice custom back design. Lots of details and artwork. It's bloody and gruesome, but it's kind of cool at the same time. You can see the faces are all custom. Court cards are custom. Faces are all custom. Aces are all custom. Everything is 100% custom. There's a lot of blood on it. But it's not really my style of thing. But I do like them. I do think that they're really creative. And for me, they are a hit. The only minor thing is there's so much ink on these cards that handling is an issue. But other than that, it's pretty cool. Finally they did something different. They completely customized the entire deck, and it was worth it. A hit, like I said, in my opinion. Then there was, I'll talk about this one first. Karnival Hornets. Again, something a little bit different. It's not a bicycle branded deck, but still USPC. And for this one, again, they went with standard faces, basically. Jokers are kind of cool looking, and they're red. It's different. The Ace of Spades is pretty nice looking, and it doesn't have a skull on it, or a skeleton on it, so that's good. And like I said, these are pretty cool, the Jokers. There isn't, too much customization, but that's okay. The back design, as you can see, is made up of skulls and crossbones, tiny, tiny skulls and crossbones. Almost looks like polka dots. They handle decently. It's different. And it could have used a bicycle branding on it. But overall, it's not too bad, aside from lack of customization on the court cards and stuff. But it's not bad. And I think it's a hit. I kind of like it, in my opinion. Skullbacks. Then there was the Dose decks. First they came out with this one, which says nothing on the front or the back. It's just a smiley face that's all taped up. And then, to everyone's absolute disappointment and horror, to everyone's horror, you got this. One of the worst one-way backs I've ever seen. I mean, it's an interesting look, it's an interesting concept, but it's a one-way back. Nobody wants one-way backs. The faces are all custom, and again, I like the details on all the cards. They're all different. They look like they came out of a medical book. Aces are all custom. You get some interesting jokers. And for me, if it wasn't for the back design, these cards would be a hit. If it wasn't for the back design and also the very plain, bare ass box, it would be, and part of my language, it would be a hit, but it's not. And not a whole lot of people liked it, but again, my collection would not be exactly complete if not for that. Then there's the newer Dose deck, the Redux edition, or like the redone edition, because they redid it. As you can see, it's got a nice foil box. Actually says bicycle on it. It says Karnival Dose on it, even though it's got the same face on it. It's also very shiny compared to the other one. And in the back you see the new back design, a special seal, and it's a two-way back design. Well, at the very least, a very subtle one-way back design. I don't know if it is, but I don't think it is. It comes with double backers. Faces are all the same, as you can see, but they look really nice. And the biggest improvement, the back design. So much better than the other one. And for me, this one is a hit, a big hit. I like it. And then there's one more deck. And then there was one, at least for the time being. The Karnival Death Heads. And these ones are 100% plastic. It says Karnival Death Heads Armor Edition. And they're heavy because they're plastic. And in the back, you see the back design. You get more skulls and crossbones. These are not exactly USPC. They are sort of. They're made by Fournier, which is owned by the USPC as far as I know. And what you get is some plastic cards. They're really thick and heavy. The faces and everything are standard Fournier faces. As you can see, they're not standard bicycle. And it's not a bicycle deck. Jokers, they look kind of like Fournier Jokers, except that there's skulls and there's blood on them, with skulls and crossbones in the corners, and they got like hair on them or something. I don't know what the Ace of Spades is. Anyways, one of the bad things about it is, and there's the Ace of Spades again, nothing humongously great about it. It's also a jumbo index deck, which is also not the greatest. The back design is not half bad. It's got skulls and crossbones on it, but it's got a lot of intricate details. It's got like a sun in the center, and it's pretty nice looking, but it is a plastic deck. Doesn't handle the greatest, even though they supposedly said it would. But fear not. There is a new version coming soon of the Karnival Death Heads called The Carnage Edition, it's going to be a red back design. The first one, well, second if you count the Hornets, but it's going to be a red back design, and it's going to be made by USPC on a paper stock because a lot of people, I guess, weren't happy with the plastic decks. Personally, I do think it's a nice design. The cards obviously are good quality because they're Fournier and they're plastic, but they're plastic. And the faces, again, kind of classic faces, don't really go with the theme of the deck. And the Jokers are interesting, but the Ace of Spades is a little bit dull. Personally, it's a miss, but the Carnival, the Death Heads Carnage Edition will probably not be a miss once it comes out. There's also a new one on the way, which I got coming soon. I've pre-ordered it. Coming out in a couple weeks, I guess, which is the Karnival Inferno deck, and it's pretty interesting looking. Custom faces, custom everything. That will probably be a hit based on the customization and how interesting looking they are. You can pick them up right now, pre-order them on BigBlindMedia.com or CarnivalInc.com. There's the other website, CarnivalInc.com. And that is what I got for you this week. Next week, Hit or Miss presents Diavoe, creator of creator of the Bicycle Tattoo, Bicycle Phoenix, Alchemist, etc., etc. There's not too many decks in that series, but I will be looking at them. And then after that, we'll see. I'm sure I've got more that I can dig out. Anyway, that's what I got for today. The video is half as long as usual, which is not bad. As always, let me know what you think. Post your comments below. Thumbs up. Subscribe. You know the drill. And I'll see you next time on Hit or Miss. And again, just before I go, half of these decks were a hit, half were a miss. They need some improving, and I think they're going in the right direction now. Anyway, that's all I've got. See you next time.